Hello and welcome to the mid-month update, where we bring you all the latest progress on the Alonzo smart contracts rollout. As well as technical updates, it's a bit of a special one today because we'll have some dates for you. With no further ado, let's dive straight in. Nigel, Kevin, welcome and thank you for joining again. So Nigel, it's been a particularly busy couple of weeks since we last spoke to you on the Cardano 360 show at the end of July. How's it been going?
Well, you're right, Tim. It's been extremely busy, as you might imagine. So we've spun up the Purple network now, and the Purple network is our public network, and our community on there continues to grow. The community's got everything running like they have been doing all the way through since Blue. We've got nodes up and running, people are running stake pools, and they're also testing the smart contract capability via the exercises that we've given them. So it's looking good. What we're doing now is that we're rapidly moving towards our hard fork on the mainnet, and this is what it's all about. This is crunch time. Our engineering teams and test teams are working extremely hard, and we're all working to make sure that all our components are updated, ready for this hard fork. Outside of the actual internal teams, we've got our partners that continue to make progress on their dApps, and they're working towards the point where we can actually give them a Plutus application backend so that they can finish it off and have a fully integrated dApp on our network. And they're making great progress as well.
So thank you, Nigel, for that. And of course, we'll dig a little bit deeper into some of those components and how they sit within the rollout plan in just a moment. Before we do, Kevin, the node, a critical part of the infrastructure for smart contracts. How are things going there?
So Tim, what we're doing right now is to integrate the final changes into the node. And in particular, we're integrating the very latest version of the Plutus interpreter. In addition, of course, we're doing a huge amount of testing. We're shaking the system down. We're running lots of performance and scalability tests. And very, very importantly, we're working on additional property tests to ensure that we have the best possible node ready for the mainnet release. There's still a bit more to do, but overall, it's looking good. We're in a very good place.
So Nigel, the Purple testnet, which of course is our first public testnet, has been running for a little over a week now. Perhaps you can give us an update on that and maybe just walk us through the progress made so far and where we're going next.
Well, if I bring up a slide, I can start taking you through what the plan is. So as we started with Purple, we've increased the community. We've invited another 300 pioneers. We'll be opening that up next week. And we're aiming that within the Purple phase, we will end up with over 500 community members working on our network and working with our smart contracts. They've got a bunch of exercises, 3 to 5, and we'll extend them. We've actually written them up to 7, so there's even more to be coming soon. What are we doing internally? Well, what's important is that outside of our main node delivery, we have several components that are critical. So the critical components have to be ready first, and we're bringing them up to speed, which includes DB Sync, Cardano Wallet, the Rosetta API, which is used for integration with the exchanges, GraphQL, and Explorer. Now we have actually got 140 different exchanges that have listed ADA on their marketplace, which is a terrific number. As we approach Monday, what we've got to look forward to is we've got our final mainnet candidate release for the node and also for Plutus Core, which is the Plutus interpreter, an update on the cost model, and that together will constitute our release for Alonzo. In addition to that, we also have our dataless release, the main wallet, coming out as well next Monday.
So Nigel, 140 exchanges is pretty incredible, really. But obviously that's another part of this complex web of components and interdependencies and partnerships that needs to be kind of brought along with the rollout. What's being done to bring those exchanges on board?
Well, we're working with the Cardano Foundation team, and they lead the relationships with the exchanges, got them involved with Purple. There's some of them that have actually worked as pioneers as well for us on the other networks too. And what we're trying to do is we'll give them all the components that they integrate to, and then we'll try and get as many on board before we actually do the hard fork for mainnet. We do need the lion's share, because we need a lion's share of the exchanges because it provides us with liquidity before we do the hard fork.
So what's next? What's coming up next week, Nigel?
Well, we talked about the final candidate release of the node and of Plutus. The next stage is we have to integrate those two together, so we've got a full package, and then we can start moving through all our scenarios where we have to run all our QA tests. We have to run several automated testing suites in order to make sure that we've got the required level of quality. As we approach the 23rd of August, we will be getting a bump up for the Cardano wallet. This doesn't change the interfaces that the exchanges work to. It just makes sure that actually we've integrated it to the final mainnet candidate for the node and for Plutus. There isn't any updates that's required to the GraphQL or Explorer or Rosetta because we're not changing the schema for the DB sync. Following from that, the final piece is the dataless wallet, which will be bumped up to the final mainnet candidate following the Cardano wallet release. And then the ultimate point is at this stage, we've got the whole package together and we have to all agree on a go, no-go call, whether we issue that update to the Cardano testnet.
So Nigel, once we've got all these components ready, the next step, I guess, is hard forking the Cardano testnet. Perhaps you can share with us when that's going to happen.
So 3 days before the hard forking the testnet, we do the update proposal. And what we're aiming at is to actually hard fork the Cardano testnet on Wednesday, September the 1st.
So that's obviously a very, very important moment. It's kind of almost the last piece of the puzzle before we can then move towards a mainnet hard fork. But it's also a very critical and important time to do last minute checks and really make sure we're ready. Perhaps you can just talk us through a little bit. Once we've hard forked the testnet, what do we need to do then?
Well, once we've hard forked the testnet, it's about testing it on the testnet, which is a live environment. It's almost like a pre-production environment to mainnet, and we get to see the whole package run in a production environment. And we'll be doing our own tests on there. We'll be inviting others to test on there. And then when we're ready, we will move towards a hard fork for the mainnet.
So, Nigel, this is really about trying to identify those potentially fundamental, potentially catastrophic errors. That's what this is about, isn't it? It's about that stability and that security, but also putting in the foundational code to run smart contracts.
That's right. And it is a testnet, so there's no guarantees. It's a really complex project, and it's a bit like you've said to me before. It's like playing 3D chess. We have components, we've got dependencies, we've got implementations going on, and we've got different testing routines that we've got to perform across the end-to-end stack. This period of stability we'll have in the Cardano testnet is very important to us to make sure that we get the confidence that we're ready to hard fork the mainnet, and we haven't found any potential catastrophic issues. It's also the final step for exchanges to move from purple to actually our pre-production environment where they can test their own setup as well.
So let's share the projected date for the mainnet hard fork when we deploy Plutus capability on Cardano.
Right, Tim. Once we've hard forked the testnet, it gives us this period of stability where we can test it and also our exchanges can test it. As our exchanges are testing it, we'll have our smart contract exercises running on it and our various community members also using it. And then we have to make sure that we're ready, and we'll submit a proposal for our mainnet hard fork, and we will also package it up with our Plutus application backend so that we can have a complete smart contract release ready for people to use, our full smart contract toolbox ready for the Alonzo hard fork. And this is the date that we're aiming at, Monday, September the 12th.
Thank you, Nigel. That's a date that many, many people have been looking forward to hearing. Of course, as much as it's a destination, it's also a beginning. It's the implementation of Plutus smart contracts on Cardano. This is really where we start bringing in the ecosystem and start bringing in the community to start building and deploying their products. But Kevin, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about this. Smart contracts is a well-known term, but what this really means is it means DEXs, it means new DeFi applications, it means a host of new dApps and functionalities coming to Cardano. Perhaps you can talk us through what people can expect to see on day +1.
Yeah, we're expecting some new applications right from the very start, including the ones that our Plutus partners are working on, with more arriving after the hard fork. And of course, this is really a completely new era for Cardano, because with the hard fork, what we're doing is delivering the core smart contract and scripting capability that all these applications can start to build on. Initially, there's going to be a focus on using CLI, as we've done with the blue, white, and purple test nets. But as we roll out the PAB, that's going to improve the developer experience, making it easier to develop complex dApps with both integrated and on-chain components. And all of them are going to be written in a safe and verifiable environment. And the best thing, of course, is that all of this additional functionality, all of the new dApps that people are going to be writing won't require another hard fork. Once we've gone to Alonzo, all the scripting capability is going to be there. People can pick it up, they can use it. So we will be in a situation where people can develop the applications that they want to, the DeFi applications they want to on Cardano.
So Nigel, a very busy month ahead, but I think a very exciting one. What does the rest of the month look like for you now?
It's about bringing the teams together, making sure we go through those critical steps as I've presented, and making sure we keep all our partners and exchanges and pioneers along for the ride as well. So as we come up towards this hard fork, we will deliver the Plutus capability, our full toolbox of smart contract capability, and then we'll start to iterate from there. It gives us the foundation to build on Cardano. We'll have, as Kevin has said, we'll have more and more dApps and other innovations coming out shortly afterwards.
So there we have it. The 1st of September for hard forking the testnet, followed by the 12th of September for the mainnet, bringing on a new era of smart contracts to Cardano. We'll keep you posted as we head along the way, and we'll see you at the end of the month for Cardano 360. But before we go, 2 further dates for you. Join us on the 25th and the 26th of September for the Cardano Summit. It's going to be a virtual world event, and it's going to be a real world event with 7 events across the world: London, Miami, Berlin, Cape Town, Tokyo, New York, and Wyoming. On top of that, we're also working with the Cardano Foundation to bring meetups to many other cities across the world. So if you want to get involved and you want to host something locally, visit the page and tell us more. Let's make this the biggest celebration ever. See you at the end of the month.